With some of our conversations delayed and demons roaming through the city, people getting jumped on their way to various locations, and factions popping up all over the place where they weren't invited, we're now on session 45 of our Argentum Adventures campaign.
Yee.
Let's go ahead and jump on in.
Oh boy.
After the group gathered to make your way to the sundial in the center of the city to potentially meet and have a conversation with Lily's father, the deal with the hag sunk its claws in delaying that meeting, taking that side of the deal. As you moved away, you saw chaos and heard noise coming from the gardens behind Yorna's house, and upon rushing in that direction, Yorna grabbing her gear as Vorg and Lily made their way over, a familiar insectoid demon alongside this large gorilla demon, both covered in fungus, had supposedly just popped up within the garden, wreaking a bit of havoc on Dalton, who was there hanging on, trying to hold them back. Upon arriving and making swift work of the threat at hand, some investigation in the gardens led to you knowing that they just kind of sprung from the earth and that much of the gardens within the city is sick. As Yorna went to meet with Carmine and discuss matters of next steps and funding for the group, Lily took it upon herself to explore some future pathways, finding the large open sewer tunnels near the garden, seeing fungal growths and cracked tiles where movement has come through these places. Once again communing with some of the plant life in here and learning that various creatures are lurking within the dark. Vorg, as you left the scene, moving towards the House of Gold, jumped in the street once again by a member of this order. These dragon-masked individuals who had asked what you were planning to do, what your moves were going forward, and as the conversation got a little heated and you left to be on your way, another voice rang out from behind you, this broad-shouldered but quite stout, bleach-white-scaled dragonborn. Gave you the information that this clerical figure had been trailing you for an hour or so, and gave an inkling that finding some people that you're looking for in the city might be coming soon. Saw his vibrant pink eyes under a cloaked hood, but also glimpsed a holy symbol of Bahamut on this figure as they walked back into the city. And that is where we pick up, as you are about halfway between the gardens and the House of Gold after a couple of conversations.
Vorg, a moment!
I swear to God, if someone else decides to stop me in my tracks.
So just before we get to that, you were just heading home after your meeting, and you were on your way to try and catch up with him. Okay. All right. Making sure that I might say anything. Cool.
Yeah.
Continuing on your way.
Yep, I'll just continue going, and I will take note of whatever direction that Dragonborn fellow went with my hunter's mark.
Yes. So, end of last session, you tracked him. He was moving into like the dead center of the city, kind of high population, but just away from the house into kind of the more densely populated area before he would disappear from your sense.
Okay.
Which just implies that he's kind of heading in vaguely like the Orporium direction, just straight shot across the city.
Interesting. Then I'll continue heading towards the House of Gold, keeping an eye out to see if I'm being followed by any masked individuals.
Give me a perception check.
Do you have my potion activated? Same number, so it isn't going to matter, but 19.
19, right. Bit of a glimpse around. You see no one else that seems to be keeping too close of an eye on you. Looking back at where that man from the Order had stopped you, he seems to have left the alleyway that he was in. Nothing catches your attention.
Do I get any... Maybe people that aren't watching me, but with a 19, maybe anyone that's seen Vorg, Bellwood?
There's definitely a few eyes drawn in your direction. On a 19, some of them are people telling people that they're walking with that they'd seen you at the gates a couple mornings before or a morning before. There might be one individual that gives you this kind of glance and kind of does like a double take as they walk past, this kind of sense of, hang on a minute. But
I'll just try to make myself not look like a dick as I'm walking.
yeah.
A little more like heroic stride.
Yeah, fuck it. Give me a charisma check.
Get a little more Oh boy. Charisma check, you say?
Yeah.
Well, you know, for disadvantage purposes. Maybe I shouldn't have had disadvantage. Nat 1.
Bit of a scowl on your face from the last two conversations.
Damn, so charismatic.
He's got like the walk, but he's just pissed.
That double take turns into a triple take. They walk past and steer clear.
Just head to the House of Gold.
Eventually you make your way to the house. As you approach, you can hear the murmuring of a small crowd within the house. Getting up, it seems that there's even a few more people here than there were last time that have been set up within the house.
Interesting.
As you get near the door, you can hear just this... It's faint, but it kind of echoes over the crowd, just like a sob.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to, as if concentrating on a spell, I'm going to, before I open the door and enter, I'm going to use Alert Awareness on my Hunter Amulet.
Totally.
For 10 minutes while concentrating in this way, you can see invisible creatures if they were visible to a range of 120 feet. Additionally, any creature within range that is not in their true form shimmers.
Interesting.
Just in
120 feet?
Yes.
Okay. As you step in, take a bit of a look around. Give me a perception check and take advantage with that.
It's not balanced. What is happening? What is going on?
Oh no, it's with the bad juju vibes.
Okay, with advantage.
Yeah.
14.
14, okay. Take a glance around and kind of do a double take as you're first looking, not quite aware what these invisible creatures might look like to you. Not necessarily being stealthy, but it's like if you had taken the time to scan this room without like actually taking it in, you would have completely missed this individual. kind of in the front left of the room, tucked in on one of the walls, you can see, just kind of looking out over everyone here. Hard to make out colour, but dwarven statured individual. You get the sense by their kind of features and midnight black eyes that they're Dwagar, just kind of looking over everything that's happening here. Into this room, you can see in the back corner of the room, a small group of people are gathered. A woman is kind of knelt down, and you quickly figure out that that's where that sobbing is coming from. And Kelvar is standing next to her, just kind of looking over her shoulder. Can I get a Constitution saving throw, please, as you have this visual lock on Kelvar's true form here for a moment.
Oh shit.
Didn't even think about that.
It did cross my mind, but I... Well,
Can
fuck
your
it.
puny brain take it?
He's like,
Fucking
oh.
rude. 18.
18. As you kind of look in that direction, you very quickly kind of shift your vision away. The moment that Kelvar kind of crosses into your sight with this active, even just the essence that he isn't in his true form, this isn't showing it, but his form looks to be made out of that same swirling silver that you'd previously seen in the big gemstone in your vision. Just this pure celestial energy, this blinding light in your periphery as you look away. And as you look away over to the other side of the room, a much more faint shimmer, but a shimmer nonetheless, is emanating over Chiron as he is tending to another wounded on the other side of the room.
Keeping distance, Vorg already kind of known to be not a fan of lights.
Yeah.
It's going to turn and see if I can get a better look at Chiron.
Yeah. Just kind of take in this space. There's a lot less clerics here than there were the last time you paid visit. Can see Chiron is tired, helping as many people as he can. You do see Victoria comes out after a while with like a pail of water. And between the three of them, including Kelvar and maybe a handful of others, they are maybe the only healers in here.
Compared to...
Previously, when you were in here, there was maybe a dozen, 2 dozen people.
Jesus.
Getting a little bit of a closer look at Chiron, there's definitely this shimmer that just emanates across his entire body as you look at him with that sight from your necklace.
Am I able to make out his true form?
Give me an Arcana check on this.
Arcana. Don't fuck with me, dice. Yeah, good enough. That's gonna be 15.
15. You try and focus in on it a bit more. You don't see any shapes or make anything out, but there is a much larger presence to him.
Interesting. While I'm looking at him, do you think I could use slot and have my eyes light up a bit more with the necklace and use detect magic on him and see
Yeah.
what type of magic is hiding his form,
Interesting.
if there's any sense.
Yeah.
If it has some sort of good or evil vibe. And an inside check magic itself.
Inside check magic.
Be great. Your magic is evil,
Just
boy.
doing a vibe check of it, no?
Apart from his armor and weapon, no magical signature from Chiron himself.
Interesting. Does the person he looks like he's helping is wounded, like injured, like a cut or a?
Yeah, you're gonna walk over in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a medicine check then as you're approaching.
Oh, was 17.
17. Clutching his holy symbol with a hand on the arm of what looks like maybe a 19-year-old like farmhand individual. This boy that just looks sickly in the face. You can see kind of on his upper arm there's a gash from his shoulder almost down to where his elbow joins. And you can see the same signs of decay that you'd seen on Daria, that you'd seen on yourselves, this wound that is refusing to close.
Does it look like he's sleeping?
He's awake at the moment, but like eyes half glazed over.
I'll walk over and without saying a word to Chiron, I'll pull out a potion. I'll shake it up and I'll pour it into a cup. And I will just lean over and be like, drink this, so we'll take the edge off.
What is it?
It's not a tasty elixir, I won't lie, but it will help.
He takes it, very fragile grip. And while he grimaces with the first few drops that hit his taste buds, he does not stop and just allows himself to consume it.
And I will break concentration on, like, seeing all the invisible stuff, and I will protection from evil and good.
Yeah. And he kind of, the eyes kind of unglaze a little bit. He kind of becomes a bit more present. Thank you.
No worries, just, will only last maybe an hour, so just use this time to relax and don't fear the pain.
He kind of just sits there, his arm still outstretched, Chiron holding it tight.
I'll look to Chiron. Hopefully that will buy you some extra leeway of resting yourself.
Thank you. Times are rough.
What happened to all the clerics?
Gone.
Disappeared?
We were missing a couple of days ago. Now we've lost half our people.
Do you have an organized way of knowing which clerics work in, like, what areas?
I mean, everyone works all over the temple, but we have names if you need them.
Can I describe the one that I saw at the House of Gold and then at near the Bellwood estate?
Yeah, the guy that was in the big armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so describe this individual, this like deep skin tone, white shirt armor. Yeah, I know the guy. Elforin.
Elforin. Has he gone missing as well then?
He hasn't been in for a few days.
It's not good, based on the number that have gone missing.
Everything okay?
Yeah, I just need to speak to Calvar about stuff then.
Of course.
I might have some clues to why you're missing a few of your friends.
Any information would be helpful. He kind of pushes himself up, looks over to another individual who looks most of the way asleep and kind of just goes to tend to them.
I just remembered that, like, Saren, the Dragonborn, she went missing as well. So, like, maybe people are just going missing. Going walkies.
Well, she's a silver dragon ball. I will walk over to Calvar and just kind of see what he's doing.
Can see he's standing behind this woman who's like crouched on the floor. As you approach, just hear her sobbing under her breath. Please, there has to be something you can do. Anything. Kelvar just kind of puts a hand on her shoulder. I'm sorry. He's gone. As you walk over, you can see this maybe 20, like mid-20s individual, this boy who has a cut kind of across his collarbone and just these veins of fungal growth that are pushing under the skin, and the eyes are just void of life.
Do the marks on the boy's body match the night hag's blades? Or are they dealt by something else?
They look much less clean. Something far more vicious tore through here, but it has had the very similar effect.
Let's see. I'll just wait respectfully, and I won't interrupt or say anything.
A few minutes pass as that woman eventually kind of comes to her senses and pulls herself away a bit. Kelvar kneels down, his arm protruding from this winged veil around him. He just kind of closes the individual's eyes, clutches his holy symbol for a moment, and says a few words under his breath. Some time passes, and eventually he turns, sees you, makes his way over.
Sorry to come on such a bad time.
I doubt there will be any good times for a while.
Chiron mentioned most of your men have gone missing.
Many.
I've had the unfortunate, unfortunate chance of meeting them recently.
Oh?
I know more about the masked people. If you're okay with me speaking out in the open here.
I would assume they're not around to hear it.
I looked to the corner where I saw the invisible. I assume I can't see them anymore. Do you happen to see the person in the right-hand corner?
They left a few moments ago.
Okay.
I think Eddie just nonchalantly was like, yeah, I've been keeping an eye on him.
Your clerics are a part of something called the Order. Didn't seem like something run within Argentum. It seems more like an outside thing.
I had assumed as much.
I ran into quite a decent amount of them heading towards my family's estate the other night as I was returning with the party back. I was going to keep myself hidden, but they were speaking badly about my family, and I thought I should correct them on those mistakes. I did not fight them. I made that clear that I wasn't there to fight. Some, I don't know, older big dude, quite large armor. I saw him here a few days ago. Him and, I don't know, a large group said that it's not up to them to kill me, but let the Order decide.
They must be an established group if they have a chain of command. Concerning.
And on my way here today, I was stopped maybe, I don't know, it was 30 minutes ago.
No, less than that. 5 maybe.
5 minutes ago, one of them pulled me to the side and asked if I was going to continue my family's legacy and what they do, and that, in a way, I pretty much have just given them their answer to put me on their list.
So they are making decisions and planning their next move. I would leave to help you, aid you in locating them, but we need to preserve as many lives here as we can.
That's why I have a difficult request. It might have not been as difficult if they were all still here helping. But in some time, maybe a week or two, there will be a battle that we need your assistance with. And it's one of those types of fights that if we don't win, the lives in this church aren't the only ones that will be lost. The ones outside of it.
It kind of pulls you to the side of the room a little bit. I understand that you all have important tasks in your future. I will stand by your side when it is required, however. I do not decide when I brandish a weapon. That decision is left to my father alone.
Are you allowed to at least heal and... Alright. Well, I'll at least tell you what you're up against. Did you ever know my father? No, you joined the city a bit afterwards. 11 years ago when things happened, things I'd rather not speak about, my father got some of the mages, the Bellwood mages, to seal him and an archdevil who organized the attack in a demi-plane that only a Bellwood could open. The devils and demons here are after his sword, which has the ability to kill a creature even if it's not home to that plane. That sword is in that plane as well, and to defeat this hive mind demon that's sickening all these people, we're going to need that blade. And to get it, it means we need to fight an archdevil. We, and I'm not happy about this, so I do not need a lecture, have made a deal, not really a deal, but we've agreed that a few devils that we ran into at the house would move that ruins where the plane would open to somewhere not inside the estate and somewhere away from the city, so that we could at least, if a fight was to break out there, it will not endanger anybody or destroy any more.
And you trust their word?
The thing is, they can't open it without a Bellwood, and we need in. So there's no reason for the break that, and they don't seem to care if this archdevil... We said we would go in and get the blade and kill this demon because they want to do the same thing. So if we can do it first, then they said, go ahead and do it. But if we wait till the solstice, the demiplane will open on its own, and then we will have to fight both sides.
A tight timeline then.
Yes, it really is, and we need allies. We can't charge into a random plane without support, without more manpower than just us three.
Do you know the adversary you are up against? And do you know which of the near infinite demiplanes you will be fighting on?
I cannot tell you which demiplane, but I can tell you which devil, if you'd wish. They go by the Prophet, but they're also known by no name. They had been... Their name was taken from them at some point, but they have an army of wingless devils, and they cut their wings off to support this Prophet. But they are powerful.
Any archdevil would be. You'll need all the help you can muster.
That is why I'm here. You obviously more than meets the eye. I came in here with an ability to see illusions and true forms, and I could not see whatever was going on with you.
I would not recommend it. It is known to drive men to madness.
I felt something tugging, so I've stopped looking.
I will lend you what aid I can when the time comes. Should the Platinum Dragon allow it, I will brandish a weapon as well.
Thank you. Chiron over there. He had something was shimmering. True form.
He is also a little more than meets the eye.
I see. Do you think we can trust him now that he hasn't left with the order?
Your guess is as good as mine, but I sense no ill intent from him.
I don't either. I sense he has his reasons to maybe dislike me a little bit. But that's not entirely unfair for people to have that feeling.
He has lost people. He's a hurting man.
As much as I like to say my family isn't in the wrong and they're right, they did everything for good, and they did a lot of good in their time. And no matter how much power or how much you try, you can't control what random people are going to do with information they find, and that's not up to us. That's up to just people being better. But we could have done something more, maybe, to stop it. Well, if you agree to come when the time calls, then that's the best we can ask for.
I'll help you in any way I can.
Well, in that case, I should see if Chiron will help. See if I can point that crossbow at something a little more productive.
As you're going to move back in his direction, is there anything Lily's doing on her way to the house, or just sitting straight there?
I'll also see if anyone's following me.
Yeah, give me a perception check on your way down.
Oh,
Always going for
I see everything. 23.
Damn.
all seeing.
As you're walking, you glimpse out of the corner of your eye as you're making your way back down. A figure that you recognize very briefly. This dark-skinned man in a white shirt and heavy pants is the same individual that Vorg had just run into, this clerical figure that you'd seen on the way to the estate, who's just kind of walking by you as you're walking down the street, and as you kind of walk past them, glance over your shoulder and see that they've done the same to you, clocked you as they walk past.
I just envisioned the Umbrella Academy.
The driving cars. Yeah.
Cross paths there. But as you kind of pull your vision back, you get this uneasy feeling and kind of look up at that wall behind the garden that leads to the Ring of Brass at the very top of the city. Even though you're very far away and the people up there are minuscule from this distance, you can see this robed individual in blacks and reds with this heavy-set metallic mask, even from this distance, just kind of very specifically looking in your direction.
Don't go get sniped.
He's fucking horrifying me. I imagine he's just standing there, his cape flowing.
Horrifying.
Gotta find work.
Continue down the main street. Eventually clamber your way up the steps to the House of Gold and look inside. Again, you hear that faint sob over a crowd of murmurs. You see a very serious-looking Vorg kind of shifting away from a conversation with a very distraught-looking Kelvar. The air in here is tense.
black.
I'll walk over to Lily.
But today happened.
Oh boy, yeah.
So I decided to go into the sewers just to see if there was any leads we could follow. And then I asked the plan on the wall if they seen anything.
Okay, yes.
And then they said, well, there was this.
This is what the plant sounded like.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was this big, long-beaked mushroom creature with blade arms. And I was like, huh, we don't want to face that. And then like, it was this tiny mushroom with arms and legs. I was like, these tiny mushroom people now.
Okay.
And then it was like, there's also a big bat creature. It's like, could it be the one that we met already?
The first creature with the blade arms, what type of thing was it?
Probably one of the mushroom creatures.
Mushroom blades. And you went to the sewers alone?
I made sure to tell Dalton that like if I don't come back in like half an hour, then to come and find me or to find you or Yorna.
Wait. Did you even like go and check in on him, or did you come straight to the house of cold
No,
after
I
this?
told him.
Oh, okay.
Ward gives this like look of like, are you fucking kidding me? You told the guy that was bleeding out and couldn't come and help you even if you got in trouble.
I did it by time-wise.
Yeah, but if you didn't come back and were in trouble, he wouldn't be able to do anything to help you.
He probably would have told Yorna or like the dad. And then the dad would have done something.
I just ask you be more careful next time, please.
Okay.
There's a lot of... I gestured to the room. A lot of unlucky things going around right now.
I can see that. It seems very heavy.
Well, there's barely any clerics left.
What
Most
happened?
of them, I think, are part of the order.
So they just left?
Yes.
They can't outsource clerics from somewhere else?
I would assume they would have probably attempted that first. The blade mushroom, did you happen to know if it was like sword arms, scythe arms, like what type of blades? I don't know why I imagined scythe arms, but
I like that.
It just said arm blades.
arm blades on mushrooms.
It was like a bird. It described it, I would assume, as like a bird creature with a beak, and then like mushrooms all over its body, and then like arm blades. And it was making really creepy noises. It could be associated with the gorilla.
Is the mother, I assume it's the mother, correct? The person crying?
Yes.
Has
Presumably. the mother.
she calmed down a little bit?
She's just kind of in the corner with like what looks like maybe the husband is there, like consoling her.
Can I just walk over with Lily there? Excuse me.
Yes.
I'm sorry for your loss. We're adventurers that have been trying to stop what has been happening to all these people. I just wanted to know where this had happened.
Kind of just looks over in his direction. He was just at work. The farmland just outside the city.
Was any other employees there that were hurt, or?
I think he was the only one injured, but there were others.
Thank you. That's great. We'll investigate it. Just walk away. There's a chance perhaps someone might have seen if it was this beaked bird creature.
Do you think there could be more?
Someone is going around doing these wounds that the Night Hag can do. So something's working for her, but again, we need to keep focused on the profit.
Well, what about the people?
If we don't get that sword, everyone dies.
And how are we getting to the profit?
Getting allies and opening some sort of gate into a demi-plane. Then hoping that it's nicer than the Fey Realm.
Would it be similar to getting to the Fey Realm? Where it's like random?
No, we've got the runes that we have to
Okay.
break. Like, we know where the entrance is.
Okay.
I just need to speak to Chiron before we leave. Welcome to be your maybe cheery self. He won't look so angry.
Ooh. Okay.
Let's walk over to Chiron.
He's tending to another individual a few feet away from that original patient.
Chiron, I was wondering if we could have another heart-to-heart.
Picks himself up after a moment and turns around. How can I help?
I know you seem to have, I don't know what it is, something against me, and it's understandable. However, we're going to need your help in a week or so. How do you feel about fighting? I'll make sure that the patient can't hear us. How do you feel about fighting an archdevil?
I don't have a death wish, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, let me rephrase. How do you feel like saving the whole city and maybe the whole continent we're on?
I can get behind that.
There is a gate to a demi-plane that has an archdevil sealed inside it, and a weapon inside it that we need to stop this creature from spreading. It's a weapon made to kill devils, demons, any planar creature.
Feels like something dangerous enough to be left alone.
Well, without the sword, we're not stopping whatever's doing this. I'm gonna call upon you at some point to join us. Kalvar has agreed to come. Not draw his blade, but potentially heal and add some protection.
You're following him into this?
Mm-hmm.
I understand that you seem to question my motives and my every move, but I would ask that since I've been very transparent with you, that maybe you give me a little transparency about yourself, why you have, I don't know, this demeanor towards me.
I'm just a sour old man who's lost people. I don't blame you or hold anything accountable.
And I have been a sour kid who's lost people as well. And I don't blame anyone else for what happened. Not anymore.
How are you planning on finding this creature if it's locked away across planar borders?
At the estate is where it was sealed on the day that everything happened. There are runes there that only a Bellwood can break. They're being moved to a better location.
Are you planning on opening the door?
Not sure yet. We're trying to gather enough forces before we think about that. Not too many, so that it's crowded, but people we can trust.
Looks around the room here. Looks at Lily and glances back at you. Well, if I'm still standing when the time comes.
Alright. I've got one last question. It's easier than jumping around it. Do you know about the Order?
How do you mean?
There's some sort of organization that clerics are a part of that they call the Order. They also attacked my family estate when the devils attacked.
I've heard a whisper or two.
Everyone that's gone missing, your comrades, your friends, they're part of that Order. They ran into me the other day. I told them I wish not to fight, and they told me that the Order would decide my fate. Seems after today it won't be a good answer. I'm choosing to be open with that information, trusting that I don't think you would join that. They have sour old men who are still sour, while we seem to move past that.
Moving past is difficult.
Yeah, it's a decision you have to make every day, isn't it?
Certainly is.
Well, I hope for the both of us that one day maybe we can just move past it.
Me too.
Well, thank you for your time.
And it looks over at Lily. Make sure you know what you're fighting for. Just kind of turns back to the individual that he's helping.
Just walk out.
Make your way out of the building here and back into midday sun at this point. What's the plan from there?
Head back to Yorna's.
I was actually going to head to the library.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna head back. I want to sit down after all this fighting and then getting jumped in the street a few times.
You got jumped?
Yes,
By robbers?
no, like the masked people wanted to
The
have
mouse people?
yes, they wanted to have a conversation.
You want to say it louder, Lily?
They wanted to have a conversation about if I'm gonna do what my family does.
Oh, on that note, one of those masked people, they were like up there and they were looking at me.
The one in the red cloaks?
And he was just like,
They're looking at you or just like the city?
looking at me.
Okay.
So I tried to find you.
I think they're fine. I had a conversation with one once.
They seem scary.
Yeah, they speak telepathically.
They can?
They do.
They do!
Yeah, they don't speak.
Oh well, I
Then-
guess I'm glad he did do that to me.
They're not a part of any organization. I don't think. Well, they are, but not one that we know of. Like they're not from Sarsenor, I think.
No, they wouldn't be from Chassenor. They're too prideful to put on a mask.
Yeah. Well, maybe we regroup and Yorna's first, decide what our next moves are.
Damn, bro. Didn't need that.
I agree. Or like, do you want me to come?
Yeah, I think we should regroup and discuss our next plans.
Okay.
as I just stated.
He just really wants to scope out that library.
We'll just have the biggest library
Not
possible.
that one. I need to talk to the owl librarian. Rodriguez?
Rodriguez.
Was that his name? Rodriguez?
Yeah. Rodriguez, our librarian.
Nice.
Well, then we'll head to Yorna's first then.
Okay.
I'd like to stop and get, like, juice on the way.
Yeah, man.
Just,
Juice?
yeah, just like some
Some, like,
cups of juice.
Yeah,
Freshly
you can
squeezed.
mark off a silver for some juice.
Just want some orange
What do you
juice.
want juice for?
Just want some orange juice.
Dude's about to start
He about
mixing
to-
his
yeah.
potions with juice.
No, Borg just begins to drink orange juice while walking.
Fair enough.
Add wine. Yeah, orange juice.
Right. What's Yorna's plan after making her way out of the Legion headquarters?
Well, she is assuming that Lily stayed put, and that Warg is still at the House of Gold. So she's just going to make her way home, check on everything, reconvene. That sort of gist.
Reconvene.
Probably as you're coming down the steps from the Lowstone, kind of just overlooking the main street of the Ring of Earth, you would see kind of walking up the main street back towards the homestead, Vorg and Lily.
I'll run over. Hi. Weren't you back at home?
And then I went to investigate the sewers a bit, and then it got scary, and then I went to try to find Borg.
Oh, okay. Did you take someone with you? So you went by yourself into the sewers, and you saw scary stuff.
Oh, well, I heard scary stuff, and then I asked Algie on the wall if they see anything, and they saw scary stuff.
On the one hand, it's lovely that you want to take initiative, but at the same time,
Don't point at me.
you might want to take someone with you. Or tell someone where you've gone.
Yeah, I told Dalton. I'm going in here. If I don't come out in this amount of time, then tell Yorna or Ford that something happened.
Alright, just next time maybe just take someone with, or just wait for one of us to come back. We need to be careful about where we're going with everything going on. Things can happen very fast.
I'm getting a lot of deja vu from like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, did you already mention
Yeah,
that?
I did.
Oh, okay.
This is great though.
spare
You're really
you.
making my point.
I'll spare you then, but yes, very important that we take very good care of ourselves as we are very monumental to
I made
what
sure
is
not
about
to
to
go
go down.
further in danger. I saw like a tunnel that was like covered in like mushrooms and stuff
Where did you say the sewer was?
near the gardens.
Near the gardens.
On better news, I have gained 2 allies for us.
Ah, I spoke with Carmine. So I think we can get some like top tier legionnaires alongside us fighting.
The SS tiers.
Pardon?
The SS tiers.
The SS tiers.
Nice.
SSS tiers.
Oh,
Triple listing.
like
I
who?
requested people like Kari
Yeah.
or Tynan
Tynan.
if they can, but
We need Titan.
we do need to.
Don't know
Tynan is
why,
a great
but I
fighter, and
really
I
feel
feel
like
like
you'd-
this is something I think that he would very much strive to fight for.
I just appreciate that he was so open-minded when we last saw him to Garvia potentially not being good. Because everyone's very against that idea, but he was like, might be true.
I mean, Tynan's always been that kind of guy. It's very
Well, we've got Kalvar and Chiron.
both of them.
Yep.
Nice.
Kalvar does say he might not be able to fight, depends on what his deity says, but he can support.
That's honestly probably good.
Yeah.
I feel like considering we're going up against such a powerful foe, can probably afflict a lot of ailments.
Yes. So at least that's kind of the majority of our team. Was there anyone we're missing?
No,
Do
and
we have
I
a
think
list?
well, so far the druids, or at least still in the works of it, I think will help us fight against
Night
the
Hand?
hag.
Yeah. Well, for this profit fight, then we have
All right, let's write it down.
Yeah.
Kalvar,
Kalvar.
support.
We'll add 6 players.
Chiron, DPS.
Yeah.
Chiron. I can't remember. Carmine just kind of said that she will have support for me. Was she sending Tynan in that, or was she sending someone else?
She
with
said she
that
would
too?
see who she can pull together.
Random number.
Undecided.
Some-
2-3 people.
Someone's from Legion.
Well, we agreed on
SSS tier.
SSS
we
tier.
agreed on 6, right? Or 5 being like a good number.
Wait, who else have we got?
Got us 3, Chiron, Kalvar, potentially let's just say 2 from Legionnaire, if, like low bowling.
Was there a limit on how many we need?
No, we just didn't want to overwhelm it. It'd be easier to knit in.
Alright.
My sister, if we can find her.
E.
We need her to even open the damn thing.
We need 2 Bellwoods?
So, we need a Bellwood. I just was a little... How do you say?
Do you need someone a bit more magically gifted? Is that
You're not
maybe...
proficient in spells.
No, I'm not proficient in spells, and yes, we do need someone a little more. Like I said, I just didn't want to say it at the time, because it was...
No, it's okay.
I can't be a temporary Bellwood.
No, I don't think we've ever had Bellwood subs.
Uh,
A substitute Bellwood. Need like a little necklace that's just for subs.
I wish there was a way to contact the dude in
Oh, the Fae
the Fae
dude.
realm, but
Oh,
I don't know how we're gonna manage that.
surely you can ask your father.
or your mother.
Well, we're on our way
Yeah.
home, so maybe there is a way.
That's the only other one. My sister and him, if we can.
Fae
Oh,
realm dude.
Pharaoh dude.
I think that's
I feel
about
like
all.
I had this conversation with my dad already about the Fae realm guy.
You might have.
I thought you mainly just mentioned that we got an ally in the Pharaoh.
Man, I don't think there's any more that we can get. Actually, while we're together, would you guys mind if we went on a little detour?
What kinds of a
Where?
detour?
Crossed my mind when Lily mentioned bat creature, but I think we should give our bat friend a little visit.
What's his name?
Sure.
He lives in the sewers, and
Oh, you think he might know what's going on down here?
well, if there's anything happening down there, he'd know,
True.
and he might be some source of information and
How
potential items.
didn't you also have a buddy down there? Vest.
Vest, yeah.
Vest.
Wonder how he's doing. Actually, haven't heard from him in a while. But we can always just go down. We know the way, so it might not take us long.
All right. Well, we can pop down and see if he knows anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Just see, and then come back up.
Okay.
All right.
How did we get to him last time?
Well, we went through Lou, but we can just take the...
All right. Well, you
Understood,
lead
yeah.
the way because I don't really remember. it.
lead us to the Undercity entrance. Because I don't really want to go through Lou.
Yeah.
Not after taking a lot of his customers away.
And then, having had some conversations and recruited some allies, everyone reconvened, discussing moving in the direction of the sewers. What's happening?
We shall find
Well,
Isaiah.
you're leading the way. Yes.
Yes, I'll lead us towards the Understone entrance.
Yeah. You make your way up to the low stone here in the city, push back to that kind of back edge of this part of the city structure. This series of shops that are silhouetted by these large arches that lead into that understone area of the city. You can see the various colors of odd lantern light flickering from within the darkness as the understone awaits.
Need to burp, but I'm good now. Is there like a door, or how did we enter, if I remember?
The understone?
Yeah.
There's just arches built
Just
into
arches.
the kind of underpass of the city.
I'll try, based on very vague memory, find that rock that once moved has a ladder that goes under.
Rock?
Yeah, like there was like a sewer thing or a rock
the
covering.
manhole cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A rock.
There's a rock on
Was
top
that
of it.
not? No, but that was Lou's entrance, wasn't it? The one with the manhole, the one where I decided to try and slide down and hit my ass.
That was the only way down into the sewer that we knew.
Oh, and you're taking us to a different one? Or?
No, just that one. I just, instead of going through Lou,
Oh,
who
we
could
can
take
get
us into the
there.
Understone,
Oh,
we could
so-
just enter the Understone
Ah, okay, gotcha.
without needing to fuss about Lou opening the door for us, and then
I see. Why didn't we just do that the first time?
we didn't know
We
about
didn't
it
know about the manhole.
Oh,
till he,
uh,
or the
duh.
entrance to the Understone.
makes sense, guys. Makes sense.
I thought so.
She's a bit slow coming back
Stick with
from the break.
program.
I'll be good. I'll be good.
Don't have my sewer map on me. All right. You push through that understone again, people lurking in the shadows, pushing through small alleys between buildings and tents and flickers of normal lantern light, also silhouetted by greens and pinks throughout this space as people are burning oils that maybe they shouldn't to keep houses or tents lit. You push through, dodging a few shifty individuals as you push in, and eventually find this manhole cover that you'd previously seen, able to prop it up, and a ladder leading down below.
Well, let's be a bit more careful this time, and just watch out for the ooze that we found the last time we went down. Unsure what their ability of growing back where they last were, but we should just be wary. I can go down first if need be this time.
Yep.
Alright, I'll slide down.
Okay.
You taking the lamp?
Lamp. Do you want my one?
Light.
Oh,
No,
I forgot. You have like an orb.
The orb.
Thing.
Light orb.
I'll get the orb just to... It follows me anyway, so I'll just do it and I'll slide down the ladder.
Here we go. Sewer. That's what I want to look at. Good enough. Okay. You clamber down that ladder into the familiar small chamber here. A few broken boxes from your previous scuffle. This kind of muskiness in the air as you get down here. Just that kind of dustiness, like nothing's moved through here in a while. Getting down here, that light kind of drifting down behind you. It is dark, but obviously a little bit of light kind of picks up the familiar surroundings of this room.
I'll just knock on the ladder just to let everyone know that it's clear.
Okay.
Slide down.
Doing no sliding. I'm just thunk, thunk, thunk. Not again.
I have no idea where my map is for this.
It's better than last time you did just jump down.
No, I tried to slide and I lost grip.
No, I thought you jumped down and then tried to grab.
No, I
No.
think she slid down.
I tried to
and
slide down.
Didn't you only have like one arm?
Something like that.
Continuing forward a little bit, the tunnel splits into a familiar left and right. that left, as you remember, leading off to kind of the central chamber that splits off into the rest of the sewer system here. That right-hand side leading down to the familiar hallway with gargoyles standing watch at the very end.
Start heading towards there. Does anyone remember his name? I'm very bad. It's been a while.
Isaiah? Am I tripping?
Isaiah?
Isaiah?
Oh,
Sounds correct.
Isaiah? Isaiah.
You can just go with Isaiah, see if that works.
Yes. Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Also
okay.
known as the Sovereign.
Oh, we'll just call him the Sovereign.
Friends don't
Alright,
leave.
head towards them then.
Head in that direction, into that chamber. Again, that kind of sickly green sewer water around you that's kind of resting in a few channels here. A beaten, broken iron door pushed into one end of one of the side entrances that was knocked over in a previous scuffle here. And coming in here, you feel this vibration around your neck as you hear, often one of the chambers that you never quite explored, this every so often a scurry or a growl of something hiding in the dark. As you kind of get to this area, you hear this, those gargoyles' heads turn in your direction.
Isaiah?
Sovereign?
It's us. Yorna, Strider, and Lily.
Yeah, this. There's that massive door, that towering stonework door opens up. You can see the barely lit interior of his kind of homestay here. As the door opens, it's quiet.
Walk in carefully.
You walk in. The lights are significantly more dim than they were last time you were here.
Isaiah, are you home?
I draw my blade. Sovereign, friend?
So you enter. You take a moment and look up and eventually hear this kind of irregular flapping of wings as eventually kind of unsteadily this giant familiar creature, bat-like appearance, fluff around the face, these beady eyes and flared nostrils as he lands in front of the group. Immediately you can notice that there are wounds across his body. One of his wings have been like torn through.
Oh no.
He looks wounded. Some of these scars look like they're maybe hours old, and some look like they're from days or weeks ago.
Oh no.
So he lands in front of you.
What happened to you?
It has been a long few weeks. It is good to see some friendly faces.
It's good to see that you're still alive.
Yeah, we thought it's been a while and a lot's going on, so we thought we'd come and check up and ask questions.
Lily runs up and then casts healing word on him.
Run up, cast Healing Word. A few of those more open wounds kind of close themselves up, and a bit of vibrancy returns to his eyes. Thank you, friend.
Then tell me, you went up towards the gardens.
I have been doing my best to protect the rat folk further down the sewer. More and more frequent occurrences of unfriendly creatures are heading in this direction.
Doesn't happen to have fungal growth all over it, does it?
He kind of like lumbers up, kind of towering over you. It does. Do you know something?
We have faced creatures of that kind. in the garden and in other places.
So it is not just us down here with the problem.
No, it has spread a lot, and we are working very hard to stop this spread.
There is... It's connected to why we came to speak to you about. There is apparently a underground arena somewhere. Upside down city, perhaps?
I have seen no such thing.
Have you ever felt the energy of maybe something powerful, radiant, divine?
There are many things down here that give off energies. I have not risked taking a look.
Well, there is this, let's just say, night hag who's able to take control of creatures and people and make them do not so good things. Uncurable wounds she leaves.
He kind of looks at a few of the marks across his body. I have taken battle wound before. These are refusing to close.
Yes, some of her henchmen seem to be able to do that ability as well. We currently have many strong challenges ahead of us, but our goal is to stop her, and hopefully that will cure any wounds that have been given.
Then there is a reason for me to keep fighting down here until you solve the solution up there.
Do you have any information? Do you know where they're heading to? Like, do they seem like they're trying to get somewhere?
Or coming from somewhere specific.
They are coming from deeper, further down, pushing their way through our territory, trying to make their way up. I have been stopping them best I can. We have lost several of the rat folk.
They're trying to make their way up. We can't... I would love for us to charge down in there, defeat some, figure out where they're coming from, but we can't risk ourselves getting those wounds. We've traveled to different planes to get rid of them. That's how severe they are.
Well, then we need to get this sorted as quickly as we can.
Yeah. We can't risk ourselves getting cursed. If you need, we can maybe take you above to a cleric. It can ease your pain at least.
I need to stay here, protect my home. The people that now live in it look to me for protection.
Is Vest okay, at least?
Would be hard-pressed to kill Vesht.
Do you think they might have any more information?
Given the trouble down here, he has stuck as close to the surface as he can, staying well out of the way of danger.
Well, yeah. If you don't mind, do you think we could have a look at your trinkets and see if anything would help us in this fight to come? We're open to trade, of course.
Of course, no one has really come to visit since you were here last. Your familiar blade is still resting on the pedestal.
Yes. Very nice dagger.
So he kind of like lumbers over, kind of limping on that front leg as he does, and kind of goes around and lights a few of the lanterns in the space here.
There was something. What was it? That I had my eye on, but then you guys were like, oh yeah, we'll grab these. And I'm like, oh, it's all good.
Like a flail.
There was
yeah,
the
it was
flail,
mainly like weapons.
the ring, and you traded the Moontouch dagger, which is now here.
Wait, what does the ring do?
It is a fire resistance ring.
Oh, you know what?
It's really good.
If we're going against like devils and
Yeah.
stuff.
What's the flail do as well? It's been a while.
The Windfell Flail. It is a flail, melee weapon, martial 1d8 bludgeoning. When you hit an attack with the Windfell Flail, you may cast the Gust cantrip as a part of the attack. You first resolve the damage, and then the effects of Gust. When you land a critical hit using the Windfell Flail, it deals an extra 1d4 thunder damage and automatically activates the Gust without expending its use.
And Gus just pushes things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of want the ring.
Big wind.
You got anything to trade for it?
Probably. I could weep it now.
Same here, I feel. I have some things I can part with if you can't find any.
For reference here, a resistance ring is typically 6,000 gold, so it'll need to be something of quite high value,
Oh, I see.
or something that you can sell real well.
Arrow catching shit. No.
Rude.
Yeah, would be.
As he's wandering around, igniting a few of these lanterns and brightening up the space, just kind of half talking to himself and half kind of bouncing it off of the group. So, did you know how many interesting origins creatures can have? The various places they can come from. I have had much time to continue work. Looks over at the bookshelves in this space. I do not believe I came from any such place. Kind of continues around the room.
I did a little bit of research for you. And I don't mean this in any offensive way, it's just the term used for your kind. Monstrosity would be what you categorize as.
A created creature.
Yes.
I had come to much the same conclusion. Without much more information than that.
Can't remember anything before.
I believe whatever happened to me was a blank slate. Only have memories from when I woke up down here.
Have you ever heard of the book Dark Rituals for Lords and Ladies?
No such book has crossed my path.
Consider that a good thing.
So I don't think I have anything that I can give up for that ring.
That symbol around your neck. I have seen that before.
Yeah?
Oh, I did introduce you as Strider.
Yeah, I'm going by my real name now, Vorg Bellwood.
Bellwood. I have seen that somewhere before as well.
Yes, my family collects knowledge and things like that. We have books, and I show.
Like half ignoring you at this point, walks over to one of his bookshelves.
Got a train of thought.
Kind of reaches up. Places a book. You hunt creatures.
Yes. We hunt evil creatures.
And you have never seen anything like me.
Maybe my family, if they were alive, had, but I was young when. I haven't really had a chance to learn from their experiences per se, but I have not run into anything like you before.
I see. A shame.
Sadly, my family would be the right people to ask, but I did. Any of the books that I grabbed from that are in the bag of holding have any information on like creatures as well?
In what sense?
Like monstrosities or like created, like history of created creatures.
I mean-
like.
Give me just a general like history check on it.
So, it's intelligence. That's okay. 9.
Anything specific you're after?
I just want to know if there was like if they've written down like an event of someone creating like a bat person or any bat experiments.
Nothing specific that jumps out as you as this individual. I mean, there would be various notations of some creatures having come from unknown origins or being manufactured or things that didn't exist but now do, but no specific mention of this creature.
May I have a look at this book?
Of course.
See what it's about?
This appears to be like a like tracking and wilderness guide, mostly on like mundane, everyday creatures that might be encountered in the woods.
It's cute. It's like a beginner's guide. And I'd give it back. No more books from those symbols?
Not that I remember, but that is not to say there are not more here.
Shane. For that ring,
Yes.
would you take this dagger? Dagger of venom.
Oh.
Rare. It's got this nice emerald jewel in it.
Kind of looks it over. You seem to have quite a collection of knives.
Had to replace the one I lost.
He kind
There you
of
can
reaches out to take a look at it, looks it over. I will need more, but this is a good start. That ring has been with me for a very long time.
Well, maybe I do have something if you added that. See, if I wasn't going for like a low key axe throwing build, I'd get rid of one of my axes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. No. I don't think that's quite.
You have nothing you can chip in with.
Well, I mean, they're either too valuable.
I cannot help any more.
I'm aware. I don't know if he'd go for something like this.
You might.
Right? I take
add
out.
on.
How many of those do I have? Just one or two? I have two.
Yeah.
Okay, I offer him one opera singer.
The opera singer.
Yeah.
Give me a persuasion check here.
Not only is it lethal, it looks nice. Don't make me laugh.
Quite the sales pitch.
22.
22. Closer. Vesht has shown me what those can do.
That's what I was worried about. Because
Well, you can throw those, so why don't throw one? So why don't you just get rid of what? How many throwing axes do you have? How many shields do you have?
well, I don't want to give your one away because that's
No,
just,
that is
just
rude.
penis. But like,
Well, I wouldn't put it that way, but you must have something. Do you have anything?
Penis.
no.
Do you have anything?
To give away?
Oh, you know what?
I ain't giving away shit.
Nah, that's stupid. Why would I give
I
that?
feel
You
like
just
everything I
pointed
have is
that.
necessary.
Yeah.
That's fucked up that you would even
That's
suggest that.
stupid.
All right, fine. I go into
No,
my bag of
no,
holding.
I feel bad. There has to be something.
Oh,
I can't give one thing that I don't use.
is the shocking grasp bracelet.
Ooh, interesting.
Unused.
Wait, was that one of the ones we found in your thing or no?
No.
Yeah.
This was a while ago.
Yeah.
Ages ago.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you want to give me a persuasion check?
'Cause that's like part of the reason I don't want to give away the
Aha.
shield because it's
It's
also
a
like
tool.
sentimental
It's also
value.
the best shield you got.
A natural 20.
No,
It
no,
is
sure,
good.
fine.
I still need to like.
Kind of looks over the three items that you've placed in front. For these things together, I could part with the ring.
Right, and I'm there for it.
Alright, so
Saves me
he'll
giving
take
away
the
my.
dagger of venom, he'll take an opera singer, and he'll take...
I think you had the item sheet for the shocking grasp. Unless it was just Sid and there's no paper.
Ah, there was no paper.
Okay.
And I'll replace that with a ring of fire resistance.
It works while it's inside me, right?
Tasty.
or whoever might attune to that.
I have a potion.
I also have a push.
There you go.
It's about to have to make me give up the Marquise blade.
Not the marquise.
Haven't even got it to work once yet.
While we're here, I'd like to wave my wand of magic detection.
Yeah, totally. Secret magic detection.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wave that around briefly.
It's a garnet.
Within this
Yeah.
room, you get a few small pings around the place.
Any near the books?
You see between the books, there's a few like scrolls of parchment. And looking over those, a few of these specific parchments give a faint magical aura, like they're likely spell scrolls of some description.
Scroll.
Are you willing to give these away too?
Kind of. Which ones are you looking at?
I point at one that I assume is powerful.
Okay.
Just this meteor swarm.
Just his wish.
Kind of walks over, reaches up, plucks a scroll down, kind of places it out on a table and unfurls it. I never could quite understand this one. Looking over the scroll before him. Do you want to give me an Arcana check here?
I'm so curious what this is.
Oh no. Ooh.
It's
That's good. Arcana
It's turned
straight
into a shopping
18.
episode.
Straight 18.
Yeah.
You recognize this as a 5th level spell scroll
Oh my god.
of Mass Cure Wounds.
Ooh,
Oh, that could come in
hot on
handy.
the press.
That's like clutch right there.
May I have it?
Free of charge.
Is this of use to you?
Very. It would help us fight against the evils that are making the mushroom creatures.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
The evils. I like the evils.
Ooh. That's, I believe, a 25.
25. As he's kind of there, fiddling with that bracelet, looking over at the other items, he kind of rolls the scroll up. It will be good to deal with the problems down here. And hands you the scroll.
Nice.
Thank you.
Of course.
I don't know how much this will help you, but I feel like you should have one of these. I'm gonna give him a regular healing potion just to
Yeah.
have if he gets like hurt.
Totally. Much appreciated.
Well, on that note, sadly we're very busy. I don't have much time for pleasantries, yeah.
Of course.
Be safe, and if you need anything, don't be afraid to maybe get Vest to track us.
I will hold down the fort here for as long as I can.
Okay.
Make your efforts swift, so that I may live through this.
Well, 3 weeks at tops.
I will try and hold out that long.
3 weeks is a long time.
It is.
It will be less than that.
Yes.
I will hold you to that.
We're really good at time management. Don't worry. As we walk away.
Persuasion? No, that's perception.
Walk and...
Library.
Want to go to the library? What time would it be?
By the time you get back up, it'll be like early afternoon. People out having lunch. And
We need to fully start planning what day we're actually going to go through with this.
Yeah.
A few days' time?
Well, we need to find my sister first. And that will happen soon.
All right. Well, you're kind of taking the lead on that one. So,
Wish I was taking the lead. I think she is.
is there a way for you to just kind of, hey, over here, you know, like attract attention to yourself, but only towards her?
I've got into some contact with some people that know her, and apparently she'll be getting in contact in a day or so.
All right.
So I'm a bit nervous for that, and that's kind of why I just want to go sit somewhere and wait till then.
Well, I have an idea.
Shoot.
You want to go to the library.
Mhm.
You're waiting on your sister to make contact. Should I take a crack at the Furex?
Thanks. It's up to you. We've got our team together, and they can't make weapons in that amount of time.
Well, no, but
They could have pre-made ones already.
either that or, you know, maybe when we come back from the profit fight, maybe they might have something ready by then. I just think the earlier the better.
Yeah. Sebastian said he organized some meeting with the girl.
Well,
So that
he
was
said
a
he
bit-
spoke with Claudia Fureg, a daughter or granddaughter, is
And
what he said.
she wanted to meet with us, so apparently he's organized something to happen soon. So it's up to you if you want to.
Well, then, is that something you guys would be happy for me to take care of, or would we want to go as a group?
Well, I think.
I think a group would be better.
Yeah, but I also think that if we try push it too much, it might make it a little harder for when we do talk to the girl when she's ready.
So should I just go, or?
Well, no, what I'm saying is I don't think we try them just yet, because Sebastian said he'll organize a meeting with her, and then once that meeting's over, we might be able to get introduced to them through her. But if we try to introduce ourselves to them, it might push
Oh, I
a bigger
see.
gap.
I didn't realize Sebastian was organizing a meeting with her.
Yeah.
I thought he just already talked with her.
They talked and said that they would try to get her to talk to us, since she wanted to.
Okay.
So I think we should wait for that, or else we might.
No, that's all right. I thought that the ball was on our side of the
No,
court.
not yet, sadly.
Okay.
Sadly, a lot of things aren't quite on our court yet.
No, there has to be something useful I can do while you guys are doing all of this.
There's nothing wrong with resting and preparing. There's not going to be much time for that. We have a lot to do. We've gotten
Well, maybe
our allies.
maybe I will talk with my father again and see if there's anything he or the druids of Woodend could do to contact Merion dude.
Yeah, let's do it then. I'll take this time to rest and prepare then.
All right. Well, I'll be going back home then.
Oh, come along.
All right. And well, I don't want to let her just go to the library by herself.
I guess I can go to the library. I know my way around books.
Maybe you can find something like useful.
Sure, I'll come along.
And you can meet Rodriguez.
The owl person?
All right.
They're pretty cool.
You already know that?
I've been to the library.
To the library.
I want to play an owl character next campaign.
Right, so you're heading where?
Back home
Home?
to Vandir.
Okay, you guys are heading up to the library. All right.
Yeah.
Then
Check on Dalton as well.
you will kind of pop back out of the understone, back into the low stone here. Split off, go your separate ways. The two of you heading up to the high stone, where the Argentum Archives rests. You're heading back down to the house. As you make your way home and find yourself back at the house, you enter to a rather quiet homestead. Everything's been cleaned and put in its place, but no one seems to be home.
Daria's not conked out on the couch.
Doesn't seem to be.
I'll head upstairs. Anyone upstairs?
Head upstairs. Beds have all been made, but seems empty.
Is there like a note anywhere, or?
Take a few moments to look around and eventually make your way into like the dining area. There's a small note on the table. It just says, taking Daria and Dalton to the medical center. Be back when we can.
So the House of Gold then? Or what do they mean by medical center?
The actual hospital.
Oh, the actual hospital.
Just to tend to their wounds while they're recovering.
Oh, okay. I'm going to make my way to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I want to see them and I want to see how they're doing. So
Alright. Make your way up there.
plus I'm hoping Van Deer went there.
The two of you heading up to the library.
Can I just buy a quick item on our way?
Yeah, what are you after?
It might be, I'm unsure where it's made or if it's even purchasable. It's a food item.
Oh, yes.
I'm looking for like rock candy.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Eh.
Yeah.
Orange juice, rock
Specifically
candy.
blue.
What's going on?
If they have
Oh,
it.
I see what you're doing.
What's he doing?
Bribe.
Can I bribe a librarian with candy?
I wouldn't
get
say it's
seeds.
the librarian.
Yeah, you make your way past a small confectionery store a few doors down from the tea shop, which does sell candy, but also likely other illicit substances, and can pick up some rock candy for 5 gold.
Then
Yeah,
I'll
$5.
get some blue rock candy.
Yeah, totally. Candy's a luxury.
Yeah. Expensive candy. Then I'll head with Lily to the library.
You head up to the archives, this big, overstated building up here in the High Stone. Push your way in, and again, walls and rows of books line the exterior of this library. The small, like circular desk at the very center of the room with this kind of frazzled-looking owlin individual kind of pushing around, dealing with various customers who are coming up with books. As you walk in, it seems to be like the occasional head turn look up at Vorg, and just kind of go back to what they're doing.
Hello.
Hello!
I'm not sure if you remember me.
Vaguely.
Lily. I was mainly asking about the city and like
Yes, I remember you.
dragon books and stuff.
How can I help?
You said you would check in with an elf fella.
Regarding what, exactly?
Well, like you said that there was a scholar that you can get in contact with about the dragon books.
Yes. I have found a little bit of information. Let me know what you're after, and I will see what I can do.
Do you have any books on the sundial?
The sundial. There should be some public records of the sundial. It's a fairly recent addition to the city. He shuffles with a few things, looks through a large tome, and kind of points you down like an aisle of like public documentation and such.
I'll step in. But excuse me.
Hello. Oh, those are bright. Hello.
Yes,
How can I help?
sorry. I'm with Lily here, and I don't know if this works. I'm gonna take off my necklace. I'm gonna show them the symbol. And be like, I'm a Bellwood,
So
and
you are.
I need access to restricted books for mission sake, so potentially, saving the whole plague that's happening.
Under whose authority?
Miss Carmine.
Ooh.
That works too.
Can I get...
How does adventurer's license?
I have this too.
Level 0 adventure.
They're like Sebastian
I will
license.
let you choose if that is persuasion or deception.
Ooh. Hello. Persuasion, a natural 20.
A natural 20. Oh, you're here on official business.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. What can I help you with?
We need
Get him what he needs first.
Damn!
anything draconic or anything relating to cities' prior designs.
Yes. We had an individual in here a while back looking at the previous public records of the city, but...
Are you allowed to give out the information?
About the records?
Or who?
Of
looking at
who
it.
wanted to look at them?
This Legionnaire woman came through.
Right.
I can show you through the same things. Maybe you can spot something she didn't.
Is there any other books that might have the
Um,
same things as well, or more?
He gestures down that same aisle he'd pointed Lily down. All public record of the city is displayed out there on the shelf.
Okay. Then any restricted books that go into things called dragon hearts.
Excuse me?
Hearts of dragons. Tethers.
Oh, you're looking for books on religious artifacts.
Yes, yeah.
He kind of points to another
Yes,
section
yeah.
down the back. Some of that can be found in the divine and occult.
Any books from my family here?
He has this like look of surely you know the answer to that.
I was just curious, you know. Don't have to waste knowledge.
Unfortunately not, as of present.
You never know, they might have missed one.
Sure. Anyone else coming in looking for any books about underground tunnels,
Not that I can recall.
sewers?
No.
Okay.
Is there something you would like me to keep an eye out for by chance? You seem to be on a very specific kind of a mission here.
We're just looking for locations that could be under the city that could hold maybe areas that haven't been checked by people.
So there are bound to be dozens.
Have you ever had a book titled
Don't say it.
Dark Rituals for Lords and Ladies?
That sounds a little morbid for our shelves, I must admit.
I don't think it would be permitted in a public city.
It's morbid for
our
even my shelves.
I see. I'm afraid I have not heard such a title.
Well, thank you anyway.
Of course.
I'll head towards whatever book Yorna looked at last time.
Yeah, so he would take you through to a kind of restricted area of the library here. And similar to what he showed Yorna last time, this kind of arcane overlay, tome, scroll of intricate spellcraft. Yes. What would you like to see?
Is it like Arcane 3D City?
At the moment, there's just this like big arcane scroll in front of him.
I want to see the city's first iteration.
That's the first that we have on file, and as he kind of lifts a finger here, you can see he's pulled like a wand out of his side and is scrolling through this and like plucks text off of the scroll, and as it moves to the side, kind of an image appears in the air. The image that he is showing you is this kind of a half-formed ring of earth, with the arena still standing tall within it.
Can I compare it to the earliest one that I sketched from the Bellwood?
The version that he is showing you has significantly more infrastructure around it.
I'll show this to him. This is even earlier sketch.
Most curious, we don't have such a thing on record.
Okay, the arena's there. Go next edition. We'll just go up by one at a time.
Of course.
And I want to pay attention for anything that looks like entrance and see like lay it on top like one at a
Yeah,
time.
totally. Do you just
I'll
want to give
draw
me an investigation check here as he's going through this?
Oh boy. Investigation. That's not bad. Do I have advantage at all? If I like draw it down and study, like each layer on a different page, like sketch it. No,
That's a stretch. I think we'll just go straight roll on this one.
oh man, no, that's alright. That's still 13.
13, okay. The next image he shows you has almost a fully developed ring of earth surrounding the arena.
Mm-hmm.
A few decades later, there is the beginnings of framework for the low stone being added in, and kind of there's a little bit of documentation around that, the low stone being built for the noble folk, right? Essentially, you get the sense that the city was just built up and up and up as more people were here and the noble folk kept moving up. The arena's still present there as kind of the bare bones infrastructure of the low stones being added in, but by the time the documentation gets to the low stone being completed, the arena has been removed. For a version of the images that he's showing you, there is a mound of rubble where the arena once was, and in the very next one, gardens have taken its place.
Gardens. Whereabouts are those gardens?
I mean, vaguely where the gardens are now.
Are there any notes about that arena being destroyed or removed? How did they go about it?
The removal of the arena was a planned demolition, as far as I can tell.
Going back to where the arena was there, the floor of where the arena would be, like us touching, like standing in it,
Yeah.
what ground level surface would that be now?
Currently where the arena was is the brass shelf. So that small section kind of off of the high stone where the brass is dropped, like that is the same size and like floor area.
So if I was standing on the brass shelf,
You would be where the arena was, yeah.
and can you go under the brass shelf?
There's no like public access, but it's not to say that there aren't areas.
With these, can you like spin it around?
I mean, these seem to be almost like blueprint top-down imagery.
Can I just see if there's any entrance to get under the shelf?
Yeah, I mean, looking through, like, there are dozens of tunnels throughout the stone infrastructure beneath the city. Like, half of the big platforms that rise at various levels of the city have tunnels and, tracks woven through them, buildings within this infrastructure or rooms within the infrastructure. But, there's several chambers beneath the brass shelf.
And the garden's almost on top of the arena.
Garden's, like, near it. Yeah.
Interesting. Can I see where the nearest entrance would be?
Yeah, I mean, some of these tunnels seem to connect to buildings in the high stone. Like, people have basements that essentially lead through into the larger infrastructure. Some of the noble houses from the brass kind of lead down. Or
Any buildings that would be to stores or any places I would know
I mean, one of the larger chambers within the brass shelf, you get the sense is likely like an underground storage room for the stage. Kind of areas like that. Like the more affluent shops that need some place to store stuff that don't want public warehouses.
of? And that's under the stage has like a basement that connects to a tunnel.
Essentially, just like built into that massive stone.
I'll draw that. Thank you. This helps a lot.
Of course.
What else?
I'm gonna go look at the stuff on the sundial.
Alright. I'll be about. I go stand outside and just lean up against the building.
Yeah. So you head off to kind of the public recordings of that sundial.
Yeah.
What are you after?
I mainly want to look into who built it, how it was built, any additional transactions between Chassenor and Argentum.
Totally interesting. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check looking around.
Shit! 7.
7, okay. You struggle to find much more information than you already had. It was delivered by Chassanor a few years before the gear moved in as kind of a showing of goodwill. The little tidbit of information that you do find is that it was delivered fully constructed to the city. So there was no additional work done to it once it was here. It was essentially dropped in place and left.
It's a bomb.
It's just counting down.
But otherwise, there's no other information that really jumps out at you.
I head back to Rodriguez. Nothing I could find.
Unfortunate.
Do you happen to know how to get in contact with Chassanor?
That would depend on your business as to why I need contact. I have people there, but they are useful in some situations.
Would they be able to get in contact with one of the people on the council?
They most certainly could, if they needed to.
I'll be right back.
Of course.
With
Kind
more
of big brain moves are you cooking
I'm
up
leaning
over
up
there?
outside.
Fuck, are you in here?
Yelling inside.
Yeah.
Please keep it down inside the library. You would?
Sorry.
Apologies. I think your friend went outside.
I opened the door.
You didn't tell me you went outside. You made me embarrass myself.
I said I'm just gonna go wait outside.
I don't recall that.
Not my
Anyway.
problem. Ruthless. What do you need? I was chillaxing.
I am willing to make a self-sacrifice if it means having to increase our success rate of defeating the prophet.
Well, all the information it seems that we've been looking in here is for the hag fight.
That too.
Okay, we should concentrate on the profit, but what are you suggesting?
That I get in contact with Chassanor and find out the reason why they want me back, or they need me back at home, and use that as like a trading card of them supporting our cause.
All right, let's just look at the boxes we've got ticked. All the allies that we needed or wanted for this mission we have, other than my sister and potentially O from the Fate Realm. We're just waiting on finding my sister, waiting on finding out where this plane has been moved to for us to open. Then we begin the fight. Don't know if we necessarily need the help with that, as well as I don't want to put you and us at risk with mages of who knows what power, while we've already got Dragar, clerics, mages looking for us, and that's not even including the demons and devils. You already want to add another bunch in?
Well, no. It's just that I don't want to waste, like, a lot of time, and I want us to be fully prepared.
I understand that you don't want to waste time, and Yorna brought up the same thing before, but we're not wasting time. It's fine to rest and prepare. We've gotten allies today. We need to know where the portal is first. We need to find my sister to even open it. Just waiting for the final pieces to be added before we can make our move.
Okay.
I don't think you need to risk yourself and put yourself in the spotlight just like that. Just now.
Should that even be, I guess, an option on the table at all?
If we can have the druids help us with the hag fight, we should probably be able to take the hag down. We've done it before. With the sword's help, could succeed. I think we should just put all of our worry into surviving this fight with the prophet.
Okay.
This is going to be the hardest fight we've had. Okay? So even though we have a million things going through our head and a lot to do, we need to stay focused on one goal at a time.
Okay.
We'll start with the prophet.
There's a lot going on especially with what those devils said.
Yeah. I'm sure you have your curiosities about what they mean and even what that means for you. I'm sure you can ask them when we next see them. They'll find us when they're ready.
But what if that's all they know?
Then, once we have saved this fucking city for the 100th time, we will find your father and ask him.
Okay.
Be happy. Being saved by a devil is better than having everything gone by one. Potentially.
I don't even know who this devil might even be.
Well, it's a lot of them, sadly. So it's hard to tell.
Also, aren't they all sort of like bad?
And yes, if you were saved by a devil, it's probably at the, someone else might have got hurt for it, or a deal or a pact was made.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about it just yet.
Okay. Maybe you can ask Rodriguez how to contact your sister.
She said she will find me in a few days.
A few days?
Yeah. Day or so. It's already hard enough keeping my composure, trying to sort all this mess out, knowing that I might finally see her again for the first time in all these years. I always thought that I knew what I would say, what I would do, or how I would feel, but nearly dying, being cursed, finding out about father and about the demons and devils, I just don't know what I'm feeling.
I think she'll have a lot of words for you too.
Yeah, well, I hope so. A lot can happen in her life in 11 years, and I hope that she's willing to at least share that burden with me.
Why do I imagine you seeing your sister for the first time and then her just going, "Where were you? Why did you come over to the manor like I did and blah 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 and like you didn't do this, didn't do that," and then hugs it anyway.
I hope she doesn't feel that way. I tried finding her for a long time and it felt awful, but I just couldn't go there.
I guess you were facing a lot of stuff during that time.
Yeah, it's a lot to happen when you're that young.
It's just that I don't really have any siblings, so I don't really know what it's like.
Well, I just want her to be happy. I want her to live a life that she missed out on. I just want her to be able to forget about devils and these masked men and just be a teen, you know? I don't want her to have to fight for everything. Not alone, at least.
I'm sure she has people she trusts.
We'll see about that. Shall we get going?
Just thinking about if there's any other information we might need to look into.
Anything regarding the prophet, I don't think we'll find. I honestly think we have as much information as we're going to get out of any library. We know when the hag comes, when the time comes to fight the hag, we need to go to whatever that singing place is, the opera or the stage. See if there's a tunnel there.
I go to Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Right, so am I sending a message?
No, that is unnecessary now.
Okay.
Do you have scrolls here?
Of what kind?
Messaging scrolls.
Oh, I mean, we can source them from the magic school if it is necessary. What are you after?
There's sending, right?
There is.
3 of those. One, 2, 3. 3 gold. They should cover it, right? I don't even know how much money I have.
3 scrolls of that arcana, 300 gold apiece. Will set you back 900. Is that something you have on hand, or?
900. That's 90 plat. That's like my entire fund.
Why are you trying to buy 3 sendings?
When did you get it?
I heard 90 gold, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
I thought it'd be a good idea to have at least some communication while we're far from each other.
I've got a plan for that.
You do?
Yeah. Well, there's that guy selling those sending stones.
All right. When was that guy made?
They are made. What do you mean? He's just selling them.
Oh, how much were they?
I don't know, but like, I'm sure we can like, I don't know, get a deal like, with like, I don't know, maybe borrowing items for like certain battles is a thing like legionnaires can do. And be like, we have to take this from the store, but if it survives, we'll give it back, or we'll pay it. You know.
You're a very hopeful individual.
We're renting them?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
This in front
I
of the
have-
owl is so
I have the
funny.
money probably.
How much?
I open my bag of plat,
How much is that?
like 1,000.
1,000?
Nah, I wish.
No, yeah.
1,000 plat.
I was
I have
gonna say,
100.
there was no
I have
way.
150 plat,
Yeah.
and I have
Okay.
444 gold.
Okay.
Almost 2 grand.
Like I said, we don't have to rush this. We're still waiting for us to know when and where it's going to happen. So things like finding messaging is something we can discuss with funds once we organize how much we have and where we need to, spend it. Which is why I originally wanted to have a meeting at Yorna's place.
So is that a no on the scrolls, or?
You may disregard my last statement.
Very well.
Good day.
This poor owl.
Sorry about her. Good day.
No, it's fine. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Give him a raise.
Tiana's. Or is it? I don't know where we're going.
I just start walking. We're going to Yorna's.
You're right. As you take the time to head up in the direction of the hospital, eventually making your way up there, getting told that Daria and Dalton are both being tended to while they're there.
Shit, they're dying.
What is your plan while you're there?
I wanted to find Vandir if he's still around.
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
Bum, bum, bum. Is he hiding from me? Oh, shoot. 22, natural 20.
Totally. Walk in there with your Iron Legion suave. Eventually you find out that Vandir had admitted Dalton and Daria for treatment, and noticing his appearance, they requested if he had any similar healing abilities, and has been taken through to help a few other patients here that are struggling from things that they
He's been recruited.
don't have a natural fix for. But eventually they help you track him down. How can I help?
I couldn't recall if we had discussed being able to send a message to the Fey Realm, to a specific individual.
I believe we spoke on it briefly. It's difficult to get such arcana through the planar weave.
That's right. Would that be easier to do where we entered at the time? Like at the hand, back at Wood End? Would it be easier to do that?
If someone were to go through, certainly.
Oh, I see. Are you able to... I assume that Mother is still at Wood End.
For the time being, yes.
Would you be able to send her a message and ask her to maybe try and make contact with an individual in the Fey Realm?
I could ask, certainly.
Specifically. I should have his name written down. I'm sorry if I don't.
Mr. Rat. Oh shit.
It's okay, I don't know him. Oh, something.
Ophrin.
Still in this book, I'm sorry, guys.
Ophirin?
That sounds about right.
Sounds right to me.
Ophirin. Satyr from Piglads.
There you go.
What was his name? Ophirin.
Olfiron. That's what I wrote. I don't know if it's right.
It's like I'll fire him. With an O. Oh, fire him.
Ophiron.
Okay. Well, I found the bit where it was like Rat has asked us to call him O.
What are you looking for now?
I've got it.
Okay.
Ophiron,
Oh.
husband to Silvira. It would be Ophiron, husband to Silvira.
Give me an insight check.
Man, about to be like, the fuck did you just say?
Oh no. Have I spoken about something I shouldn't have? 14?
14. You just see his eye twitch a little bit when you mention that. What kind of a message would you need sent to the individual?
Well, just that we will be fighting a very powerful archdevil in a demiplane, and it would be mighty fine if he could come help. He said that he might be able to help us in the future. We made good friends with him while we were over there.
That's the fight you want to take him into? I can ask if we can try and get a message through. I can't make any promises.
Well, now that you mention it, he might be better against the hag. That feels like a more Fey
That's
thing.
where I thought the discussion was going.
Oh. Yes. I think that'd be better.
Great.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
You seemed a bit off when I mentioned his name.
We've met.
Under what circumstances?
Unfortunate ones.
I'm very curious.
And that is a story for another time.
I'll hold you to it.
Brilliant.
You should at least ask if he was a rat when they met.
Nah, he definitely wasn't. No way.
I know.
So you want me to ask if we can try and get a message through. Do you know when he would be required? For Fae like that to leave their realm, it is a difficult feat indeed.
Shoot. Will you still be in Argentum for a while?
I will remain here for as long as I am required. Sounds like your fight is still a ways off, and I would like to be here when you need me.
In that case, well, because you were helping with the hag, right?
If that is where you would like us.
Yes. Then I will get back to you on sending that message, as I am not sure what our time frame exactly is. But the fact that I know that something could potentially be made possible is good enough for me for now. And I have a fun story to listen to eventually.
If we live.
I like pat him on the back.
What a downer.
Just see the flash of reliving memories as he kind of walks back down the hall.
I forgot to ask. How's Dalton doing? He's doing better.
Yeah, he will be. They're tending to some wounds.
All right. I'll see you back at the house later then.
Whenever they stop throwing me around various rooms here, I will meet you at home.
All right. I'll leave.
Yeah. Part ways there. Make your way, all of you eventually meeting back up at Yorna's home. A little quiet as the two of you get there, but let yourselves in, and Yorna joins not long after. It's, for the first time in a while, just the three of you here.
I was sitting on a couch, and I have a glass of wine. Not my stash.
One of the head cushions on the couch is just kind of charred and slightly burned away next to you. Daria's been sitting for the past few days.
I was trying to figure out, what would be funny, but I nearly said reminds me of home, and then I realized how that had a way darker meaning than I intended.
Yeah.
I meant that it was like a messy couch like my other place, and then I realized the burn, and then I was like, that sucks.
I can't remember if you had actually been to the Yorna estate yet.
I've been,
This is where we first met up, yeah.
Yeah,
I am.
I've been chilling.
Yeah. Been here a few times.
Yeah, right there. Guy over there looked at me in the face and lied. Feels good to sit down for a second though. It's feel like I've been walking all day.
Had I made it back?
Yeah, at this point, kind of, as sun is setting, you would all kind of reconvene here.
I had a word with my father.
Oh yes.
So there is a possibility that he can send a message to my mother, who can then kind of visit the Fey realm and I guess peek her head in and go, hello, do you want to help? Kind of.
Okay.
I think that's kind of what we're going for, except he did mention that when a Fey leaves the Fey realm, that it has to be very well timed. So we need to do this
and have a proper date.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I was thinking what made the most sense was to take him in to the hag fight.
Yeah, we can do that.
And I know that from my end, I'm recruiting a lot of help for the hag fight, but I still think that the druids, there's a personal stake in it, and then I think Fey realm, he probably knows what he's dealing with.
Yeah.
So
I agree to that. I think that's all we really need help with when the hag fight comes anyway. We've already bested her once, even if she wasn't doing her best. We're stronger now as well.
We're
So-
definitely fighting on our home turf, though, is the only
Yeah.
thing. But I think the plan is slowly coming together. So I think we'll be good.
I also have an idea of where we could get to the underground arena. There seems to be, looking at some records at the library, there seems to be some sort of tunnel connected to under the stage, was it? Connected to the stage. So if we go through the stage, we might find our way there.
All right, all right.
But profit side of things, we have all of the allies we need but one then. And now we're just waiting for...
How
They
do we
like-
actually find out where they have shifted this seal?
They'll find us.
You're confident?
You have no idea how bloody easy it seems for these people to find us. I've
Yeah.
been found like 3 times today.
Makes you wonder. Maybe they've got a very high tier location spell, and they've just stuck it on you somewhere.
Well, I feel like I'm pretty good at keeping my eye out, but apparently I was followed for an hour today.
Oh,
For now?
not like you to not notice things.
I really thought I noticed it, but apparently not.
You must be the best of the best.
I'm a little upset because it's just that old dude from the other night.
Oh, what old dude?
The
The very
masked.
tall one?
Yeah, the one that kind of was trying to like fight me. It was like,
Oh, him.
what did I call him? Edgy bullshit. Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with relaxing and preparing. We're not going to get much time to, relax and get what we need. How much funds did you get?
100 plat.
Okay, 100 plat. I have 150 plat from my father's bag.
Wow.
So together we have 250 plat
Let me note
that we could at least spend,
250.
which is like, how much?
250 in plat.
How much in gold?
2,500.
Yeah.
2,500. Alright, well that's something at least.
And Lily just pulls out her remaining change and says,
It's okay, Lily. You're all right.
like 36 gold in there.
If we need to go over anything, I have nearly 500 gold as well, if need be.
All right. So, what are we waiting on? S.
Well, I don't even think that's going to help us with the profit yet.
No, but I'm noting it down that that's something we're waiting on. S. Infuric meeting.
Yeah.
E. Making contact.
And then Devil's telling us where the fuck it is, and then we start our marching band.
Devils contact us for seal location. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh shit, that was my stuff. How dare you?
Yes.
Yeah.
You just threw my sword on the floor. and
Clang, clang,
and
clang.
my necklace? The heck?
Yeah.
That's so rude.
There you go.
Alright. On that note, and on the time, might head back to S's to go to bed, but I say practice and tune your lute.
You didn't want to stay here?
No, I've got to prepare a few things.
Okay.
And you sharpen your blade, and I don't know what you do to shields.
I give him a very good whack against the wall.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Do whatever you do with your shield
Maybe
to get it
shine
ready.
them a little bit, but other than that, shields are very.
Fair.
Would you believe it? Shields are very resilient.
Resilient, I hope so.
Oh no, I died.
Yeah. Just use the time now to relax and prepare.
All right.
And I will catch you guys later.
All right. You'll come back here in the morning?
Yeah.
All right.
What's your wine stash looking like?
wine was like?
Like reasonable, like just your average household,
like 6
you know,
wine
like
bottles.
yeah, like if you have guest service,
We're
like
talking New Zealand,
I'll
like
crack open a wine
casual.
bottle, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Zealand casual, where you've got at least 20.
Less than that.
Okay. Can I take this one?
Sure.
No,
It's
I
for
take,
guests.
I take the most expensive one.
Yeah. You know what to look for. Yes, it's trained you well.
How did you know to grab that one? That's like our best one that we have.
I went through a lot of...
Wine bottles.
You went through a lot of wine. How old are you?
I went through a lot of... we'll call it psychology. No, not psychology. What's it called?
What are we talking about?
A therapist. I had a lot of therapy sessions.
With the wine?
With the wine.
Self-therapy
Yes.
session?
Meet my therapist.
I will not.
Sebastian has taught you very well.
I will not ask when this started.
I'm at least 20 now. That doesn't make it any better, but...
No,
Sounded
you make it sound like you've had a
Well,
5-year relationship with
About
wine.
11 years ago.
Yeah. When was I 10? No, I'm joking.
10.
I will take the bottle and I will walk out.
All right, you head off into the night air and make your way back to Sebastian's studio.
And watch if I've been followed.
Anything else that Yorna and Lily are getting up to in the evening there, or just taking some time to relax?
I'm just attuning to my nice shiny new ring.
Yes.
Pretty, pretty.
I want to hone in on the teleportation circle notes that I wrote down.
Yeah, totally.
And like try and decipher where it would lead, or like where it would take you.
Interesting. Yeah, do you want to give me an Arcana check on that?
Which teleportation circle was it?
The one from his estate
Oh.
in the spell room, experimentation room.
Oh, the one that summons devils.
What? Not that one. I
Yeah.
think it was that one.
No. The one that was in the spell experimentation chamber.
Yeah.
There was a rune on the floor.
I thought that was just for summoning things to test.
Yeah.
A summoner.
14.
14.
Somewhere.
Yeah, so you take a look over your notes on this glyph, which is essentially spells that have been overlaid on top of each other. A spell that can be used as a dispel magic, as an arcane lock, as a teleportation circle, a bunch of different things that require runic enchantment. Eventually, kind of looking through your notes and thinking back on lessons that you had maybe learnt in spellcraft, few things that you'd taken from your past, it feels like those runes were not necessarily practice, but like a work in progress attempt to create a teleportation circle within the house so that people could get home easier when they had a mage with them. And looking over your notes, you get the sense that it was very near completion and would just require a talented caster to spend a little bit more time on the enchantments.
What did it do?
It was nearly able to, like, if a Bellwood fighter had a Bellwood sorcerer with them, they would be able to teleport from where they are back to the house.
So they were essentially creating an anchor for the teleportation circle spell.
Dude, respawn point.
Hell yeah.
He said, don't die.
Yeah, not respawn.
Just home TP.
Yeah, home TP. Teleport waypoint. Literally.
Can I like decipher like what runes that would need to be added to complete it?
Yeah, I mean, you can start kind of running through your notes and like making a few adjustments here and there. You could spend, a few hours between a few rests kind of doing a bit of research if you wanted to try and do that. Okay.
Surely we put a teleportation circle at the Yorna place so that we can teleport back to the Yorna place.
Yorna, please.
Yeah.
The druid, like, hotel is now the Yorna place.
Druid Hotel.
As you're looking through your notes and starting to kind of weave a bit of spellcraft of your own. What's Yorna doing, or where are you in the house?
Probably just relaxing on the couch with my nice shiny ring.
All right. Then maybe an hour, as maybe your attunement kind of finishes, an hour after Vorg has left. You hear a knock at the door. Strange, because anyone else that would be headed home would have a key. But you hear this.
Okay, knowing that I'm not expecting visitors, I would like to peek outside and see who it is before I go opening the door to strangers.
Yeah, totally.
We'll answer the door
I'm worried.
without opening it.
Give me a perception check on this.
I have great timing.
Please. No, it's a 9.
9. In the night air, kind of dim light, no lantern lit at the front door or anything. It's a bit hard to tell. There's just a rather imposing figure standing at the door.
Knowing that there's people low-key after Vorg and Lily, I'm gonna grab my sword. Just in case. Who is it?
Just here for a conversation.
That didn't answer my question.
My friends call me Locke.
Have I heard of this individual before?
Probably not.
Stuff it. I open the door.
Lily, you turn around and see a familiar figure that you'd seen earlier in the day. You take a moment to recognize this individual there. Dark skin and white top, heavy boots. This taller even than Yorna. Heavy, broad man that
He told.
you had previously seen in gleaming silver armor and white robes.
Get
Is
up.
this
I'm shitty.
is this the dude that
This is the dude that was kind of
Pretty
standoffish
bullshit.
with
Alright.
Vorg.
Hold.
There'll be no need for
He's
that.
just here for conversation, right? No funny business?
I would not walk in here in a t-shirt with no weapon otherwise.
Fair enough.
Insight check just in case.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Natural 20 for a total of
Make it
22. 23.
He seems ready to act if he needs to, but is not approaching this with malice.
Alright, I'm gonna respect it. I'll put my sword away.
You two are friends with the Bellwood boy, yes?
Yes.
Then perhaps I'll get a little more out of you from a conversation.
Don't worry. The secret stays with me. And I gesture and
He kind of looms in, slightly ducks under the door as he enters.
this is wild.
Nice place you have here.
Would be bad if something happened to it.
Man about to make threats.
Is that a threat?
I understand you probably have some apprehension for me. I tried to approach your friend earlier today, but he seemed more interested in talking than listening. I just want you to be aware what is happening. Kind of like comes in and does like this glance around the room to make sure that he's not under threat. Takes a moment.
I was there the whole time.
Probably a good thing he didn't decide to stick around.
Kind of walks in, gestures to the sofa. May I?
Please.
Sits himself down. I come from a small farming village further up the continent and south of Lysar. Poor, off the beaten path, we didn't see much gold from trade or travel. We had a leader, a mayor, whatever you want to call it, who purchased some papers from a traveling merchant. Our leader, the person who's meant to protect us, provide. After receiving those papers, he became mad within the week. Fixated. Didn't take long, and had spent all of the town's gold hiring a mage from one of the great cities to come and decipher what he had found. Before we knew what was happening, horned, winged beasts were running through our streets. Our leader was trying to make some sort of a bargain with the creatures for a better life for the town. They saw no value in our malnourished souls. They simply feasted. You know, I spent hours running between alleys and buildings, a scared child. It didn't take long for the town to be reduced to rubble. I remember standing in what was once the town square, ash falling on my skin, creatures lurking behind every shadow. Then, that glimpse of silver. The order that I now serve tore through the town, dispelling these fiendish runes, slaying the devils. And when all was said and done, they offered me their hand. I saw them as heroes. I understand that the boy sees us as villains, but we're just here to protect people.
Then understand that he was also young, and it was not his fault.
I don't blame him. None of us do. This isn't about a vendetta. This is dangerous knowledge. We were never meant to know what lies beyond. We were certainly never meant to control it.
You think that the Bellwoods were trying to control the devils?
That's not for me to say.
Right.
But they were dabbling in places they shouldn't have been.
See, I understand wanting to understand the unknown, things beyond our plane. I can understand that. I understand the Bellwoods studying these creatures, building up a vast library of knowledge that could save people. I think it's just unfortunate that, I guess, you, the Order, and the Bellwoods just trying to do the same thing, protect.
There's a difference. I'm sure you've heard it from him. The Bellwoods protect the balance. Balance implies the existence of good and evil, with very little regard for the people caught in between. That is what we fight for, why we're here. Those texts could be used by some, sure, to protect, to know their enemy. But how many people are going to find a document on beings that can grant their any wish and see that as a recipe for combating a creature?
You make a very, very good point.
This knowledge, they tried their best to protect it. But it keeps seeping through the cracks, corrupting men, women, nobles, commoners alike. Killing great people in the process.
This is all things that happened in the past, and right now it seems like you are trying to prevent something like this happening again.
The past. There are demons on your doorstep and devils already in the room. Things are happening now.
Is there a way that you could just work together to protect this information? What I'm meaning is, once everything's been dealt with, devils, demons, all that, once that's all through, you're probably scared that, well, not scared, that's the wrong word to use, but, you know, if the bell would decide to resume, you know, exploring knowledge and all of that, and again, running the risk of your everyday person finding these things, is there a way for you to work together in order to protect that a bit better?
Tell me, your travels so far. It's not a matter of if they decide to start re-exploring what shouldn't be explored. Tell me if I'm wrong. That book that's by his side, your entire journey with him so far. He's already been doing it, hasn't he?
Recording knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you say it's for the benefit of protecting those as well as being able to know what to do when the circumstance arises?
As far as I know as well, is it's very basic knowledge. It's nothing like, if you do these steps, you can summon your very own wish granter.
Sure. But when he gets a little more interested in things outside of his control, when he wants to document more gateways to the Fey realm, to document powers from borders beyond our own, if that book's in his pocket and he falls, the wrong person gets their hands on that, same shitstorm all over again. This isn't about a single book or a document or a paper. This knowledge is dangerous.
But even if it is dangerous, it exists. And if it does exist, then no matter who gets it, they get it. How are we supposed to stop that?
I also think that, let's say we didn't have this knowledge and devils came knocking, we knew nothing, then what? I think it's important that we have this knowledge, but it does come with risks. I think that's just the way it is.
Wouldn't you say it's better to learn about something, that way we have a better understanding of it?
I would tend to agree, yes. But of those many vast books, how many of those have told you how to slay the foes in front of you? And how many have caused the foes that are standing before you? I just wanted to come have a conversation. Reaches in to like a pocket in his shirt and pulls out a ancient-looking charred piece of paper. The paper that was purchased by my village's leader. Simple, basic notes. But it was enough to wreak havoc. He places it on the table. Just make sure you know what you're fighting for before you follow him down a potentially misguided path.
We shall keep it in mind.
He stands up. Looks back at the two of you. I wanted to say this to your friend, but he stormed off before I had the chance. To set the record straight, we weren't there for the Bellwoods. We were there for the Devils. But they were too strong. There was no way for any side to win that fight. All those creatures wanted was a damned sword. Those prideful bastards refused to hand it over.
You do understand why, though, right? You can't give that sort of power to devils.
And yet they probably took it anyway. I'm sure we'll meet again. Think on it. And he'll gently close the door. Yeah.
I'll like grab the doorknob.
Oh, shoot.
Just understand that we're all here to help the people in the city and those who are hurt. We're after the same goal here.
I'm afraid your friend is too worried about the now. Very little regard for the future.
Just know that he's intending to change what the Bellwoods were following. He wants to create a better name.
Not what he told me.
Well, I don't lie.
Oh.
He kind of steps out into the cold of the night. Looks back at the house. And steps out onto the streets.
I want to pick up this piece of paper.
Yeah.
What does it say on it?
Pick up this piece of paper. It's very rudimentary note-taking. Looks like it was scribbled down during some sort of excursion or mission. A few simple runes, some information on planar travel. Very basic stuff, but the small bits of infernal text that are on there that I don't know if you can read.
I can't read on Infernal.
Some small bits of infernal information, some various runes. Simple stuff.
I'll take the paper and I'll fold it up and I'll put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
Like, I'm putting it in my bra at this point. Like, no one's getting that.
Okay.
What do you say?
There's a whole lot of Infernal on it. Very basic looking. So, yes, I think anyone who has a basic understanding of Infernal and magic can probably go crazy with it. I was going to keep it for Vorg. I believe Vorg can read Infernal. So I will leave it for him to decipher. And not use. Jesus.
Need all the allies you can get.
No.
Just a grocery shop list.
Yeah.
Eggs, bread.
Do you know I was going to start with eggs as well? Eggs.
All right. Then, as this friend disappears into the night, and walk on your way back to Sebastian's, the others setting up as eventually Van Der makes his way home, leaving the others at the hospital for the evening. You can wrap up the session there
Damn.
and pick up with whatever comes next time.
Do you know what sucks? He was making such good points.
No, not at all. Not at all. Morgan
No, look at you. Look at you. You're like, oh
shit, maybe he kind of ran.